tomorrow, nearly 47 million people. In fact, hitting the road this 4th of July, you'll want to stock up on those snacks for the little guys. So instead of spending the big bucks at the drive-thrus, don't want to do that. Jessica Brader of 6 O'Clock Scramble is here with some low-cost snacks that can pack a tasty punch.
Yes.
Now, we were talking during the break. I said my kids are now in college, but one of the things that I dreaded the most is knowing that at the end of the trip, there would be crumbs in the cracks of the seats and on the floorboard, half of their snacks.
Absolutely.
But you've got some tips here to make it a little easy and more manageable for parents.
I do, yes, absolutely. So as we hit the road, one of my favorite things to do is to put the food in a bento box.
Bento box. Okay, tell folks, first of all, who don't know these.
A bento box is basically a container that has separate compartments in it. So you can put your fruits and veggies separate from your main. And that way you can just hand this over the back seat of the car, and the kids will have it in their lap. The crumbs stay contained, and everything goes much, much better.
And you can pretty much even leave it in this too if you wanted to, which is the cooler container. But I know there's also so many fancy ones that are out now
there
too.
Are, yeah. And then also make sure you have a napkin, because they're gonna have crumbs, there's gonna be smears, and when you want that nice family picture on the road trip, you gotta have them clean.
It's not a question of if, but just how much they're gonna get on them.
Exactly.
Okay, so you say also that, you know, hydration is key. You don't want to be stopping for that.
Exactly, and you don't want to be buying the sodas and the high sugar juices.
Okay, I'm not a big fan of water. I know some kids are like, water? This is kind of plain. What do you have here?
So here, this is water, but what I did was I put frozen raspberries into it. And it infuses the water and also serves as ice cubes. And then I also put some mint fresh from my garden.
I like that.
And that just sits there. You can do it overnight, and it will infuse and taste just a little different, a little more interesting for everyone to enjoy.
And if the kids don't want to eat the frozen fruit, or if you don't want it to get in their cup, you could probably just put a strainer on that. But the other thing is, I know kids are fascinated by gravity, watching the drip, drip, drip out of their drink containers.
Yes, exactly.
So what are some good options?
There are great containers out there now. Thermos makes my favorite, because it's stainless steel, it keeps it cold, and it's got a straw, so they can't be dumping it out. It requires the suction to let it come out.
Yeah, maybe the smaller ones too that are a little easier to manage. Okay, so let's talk about some of the snacks. I wanted to start with these because these smell amazing.
They're a family favorite.
Green muffins.
Yeah, we call them green monster muffins in my house. And when I developed this recipe, my youngest son actually asked for them to be his birthday cake, because he loved them so much. But really what they are is, it's a low sugar banana muffin, but then you use a whole bag of baby spinach in there, so it has this amazing popping green color.
And it really does. I mean, I don't know if you can get a look at the inside of these, but they are green through and through. And it pretty much is like having a smoothie muffin.
It's like a smoothie muffin, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Very, very, very tasty.
Yeah. Yeah, they're delicious.
Very good. And you said you can freeze these?
You can freeze them. And one of my favorite tricks is to freeze them and then throw them into that bento box frozen, and it will keep everything cold but be thawed by lunchtime. Okay,
I've got my name on this one. No one can have that one. The next thing is mix and match bars, the granola bars.
So these are homemade granola bars, and they're like chewy granola bars, but they're much lower in sugar than the store-bought kind. And you can really personalize them to your family's taste. So these ones have walnuts and dried cranberries. You could do chocolate chips, you could do seeds, you could do raisins, anything that you want, chopped up dried fruit of any kind.
Those are the dry ingredients. What do you use to help hold it together?
It's oats and some flour, and then it's some oil, some, oh my goodness, I totally blanked. Oil and a little bit of egg. That's the other
so
one.
the idea is to keep it simple, keep it tasty, keep it healthy. Same thing, you can prepare a whole lot of these, and they'll last about a week, you said, out on the counter?
A week in an airtight container, or you can freeze them as well.
Make a whole big batch of those. Now, I wanted to get to this because these are your crispy lettuce wraps.
Yes.
These can go in the lunch.
These totally can go in the lunch.
Or you can have them for the late dinner.
Absolutely.
You start with your protein.
You start with your protein. So you could do hummus, you could do cream cheese, you could do a boursin type cheese, something with a lot of flavor, and you're just going to spread that out exactly.
Everywhere?
Everywhere, yep. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your lettuce, And you can use iceberg or Boston bib are the two kinds that I like because they've got a little bit of that crunch to them. And you're just going to lay 1 or 2 of those leaves on there. Okay. And then you include any of the other toppings you like. So we've got carrots.
I'm going to make this one for Julie. So I'm going to go light on the cheese.
Good. That's great.
I'll add a little bit of the Napa cabbage. Right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And then some.
Now I'm going to skip the onions. But of course, if we did, we could sprinkle it
and
right
then
on
whatever
through.
veggies you've got in your house, this is a great way to empty out your fridge before you hit the road.
That's perfect.
And yeah, some avocado is great on there. And then you're just going to roll it like a burrito. So you'll fold it in on the sides.
Doesn't matter which way you go.
Matter.
I think I'm going to go this way.
And then you'll just roll it on up.
Okay. Do you like going this way or just continue
like
to?
that.
Okay. You like just rolling all the way through.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
do you pin it? Do you not pin it? What am I talking about? Do you have a toothpick?
what you do
there you go.
is you cut it in half. And it's going to be a little messy, but then you've got that rainbow inside.
Right.
So you've got all those nice flavors. You get to eat your rainbow, and it goes on the road really well.
Very simple. One of the things we didn't have a chance to include, which we'll have more on our website, are these delicious
garden
quichettes.
Like garden quichelettes.
Quichelettes.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Okay, Jessica Brader, CEO of 6 O'Clock Scramble. We will get a chance to post the full interview here, along with a link to your website on WJLA.com. Good Morning Washington. We'll have a lot more right after the break. We'll see you then when Good Morning Washington returns. Thank you.